It appears we are almost ready to depart. It's a pity we didn't have a bit more time to spend on spellcasting. I presume you've been practicing the spells we worked on.
I have, Professor.
Well, I'm quite sure I've never seen anyone take so quickly to a second-hand wand. You'll be a force to be reckoned. Are you all right? You're hurt.
Perhaps a bit.
Take this. It's Wiggenweld potion. That stuff will right you in a second.
What happened?
Poor George. I can't believe he... What the hell got into that damn thing? Attacking a carriage mid-air? A typical dragon would never...
Professor? Sir, where are we?
I'm not sure. But that key you discovered was clearly a port key.
Port key?
An item enchanted to bring whoever touches it to a specific place.
I'm feeling better, sir. If you'd like to look around a bit.
I would. But stay close. We've no idea who created this port key. Or why.
How far did that port key take us?
Farther from London than the carriage traveled. We're somewhere in the Scottish Highlands.
Sir, those ruins. Do you
The
think...
port key was meant to lead us there? I do. This has not been the day either of us expected. But Miriam sent that port key to George for a reason. And I believe that she, and now George, died in pursuit of whatever it was meant to lead to. If you're sure you're all right, and wouldn't mind indulging me, I'd like to have a look around.
Absolutely, sir.
Good. Let's see if we can find a path, however faded it may be. Mind your step.
Where do you suppose your wife got the port key that brought us here?
A good question. Miriam spent years searching for evidence of a long-forgotten form of ancient magic.
Ancient magic?
Yes, a powerful magic wielded by a rare few that seems to have been lost to time. Hogwarts Castle was built by, and is itself a stronghold of that ancient magic. I don't know where she came into possession of the port key, but I am certain it was to do with that search. Ah, there's the path down below. This way.
But sir, why was your wife searching for evidence of lost magic?
Miriam wanted to understand why such powerful magic disappeared from the wizarding world. Spoke of the good it could do. But magic is no different than any power. What really matters is the one who wields it.
Is that ice?
It's not cold enough here. It appears to be a sort of enchantment. Someone wanted to block this path. Let's see some of that wand work you were practicing. Focus on the center. rougher than I'd expected. Your wand works improving with every cast.
Thank you, sir.
Ah, up there. We're close now. It's just ahead. Steady yourself! Reparo! Almost there!
Why would someone have built this here?
I suspect they valued their privacy. That portkey led us here for a reason. Let's have a look around for anything that seems out of place.
Professor, it's a mural of some kind.
Perhaps our host was a noted seer. Interesting.
Professor, this statue...
This may have been his home.
That enchanted crystallized stone again. But what could it be blocking? What's this? Professor Fig!
How odd. Why would someone have conjured that enchanted stone here?
And how is there a room behind it?
What room? I don't see anything.
There's that glow again, like the glow on the portkey container.
What in Merlin's name? Godric's heart.
Where are we?
I don't believe it.
Hello? How many vaults are there in Gringotts?
Hundreds. In fact, you'll see quite a few on our way to vault number 12. As we speak, we're just beneath the main lobby. The vaults you see now are the newest.
A private entrance.
Vault number.
Vault 12. Momentous day. Here we are.
When was the last time this vault was accessed?
A goblin has been stationed at my desk for hundreds of years. In that time, no one has visited Vault 12. Until today. 12.
Thank you for your help.
What do you suppose we should be looking for?
I'm not sure. Sir, I wonder if you
The
might...
instructions for Vault 12 indicate that I am to grant access to the holder of the key and then close the door.
Wait!
Best of luck.
Professor?
That was certainly unexpected. Let me think. There must be something here. Revelio, perhaps?
Revelio?
Yes, a revealing charm. No time like the present. Let's see what we're missing, shall we? Ready your wand and focus.
Revelio. There! I saw something.
Move a bit closer and try again.
A door.
Well, that's a start. There's that symbol again. I don't suppose you see a way to...
I do, Professor. That symbol has the same glow as the one I saw in the portkey container.
If what you can see reveals the way forward, then I dare say we are about to discover the secret of this vault. Lead the way. Lumos! This is no ordinary vault. I suspect
Revelio.
we'll need to earn our way out of here.
What do you mean, earn our way out? Do you think this is some sort of test?
I do. But to what end, I can't say. Stay close. There will be no disapparating if things go poorly. Not out of Gringotts.
I see something up ahead.
What is it?
That glow again, but on the floor. Revelio.
Lumos! What happened?
When I moved towards the glow, it suddenly seemed as if the ground was swirling about.
Are you all right?
Yes, sir, I'm fine.
You seem to have caused the floor to change.
That statue.
What statue?
I see some sort of statue, but only as a reflection in the floor. Revelio.
I presume this is what you saw reflected in the floor.
It is. The reflection's still there, but the statue's positions don't match. Wait. When you moved, the reflection turned in the direction of the light.
Perhaps you should cast Lumos.
Lumos.
Well done.
Now the reflection is turning towards me. It does follow the light.
Look out!
Protego!
Accio! Defendo! Levioso! Deposo!
thing! Professor, where are you? This isn't good. Where am I supposed to go? What's happening? The wisps of magic seem to be leading me somewhere. Oh, that's where they're leading me. That glow again. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. I suppose I'm on my own this time. It seems I have no choice. I'm going to have to fight my way out of here. Potato! Stupid guy! Revelio. Revelio.
There you are. That's what you're seeing. The glow that surrounded them.
Yes, sir.
Astonishing.
Can I see magic?
Traces of an ancient magic, to be precise. The magic that Miriam had always believed existed, but could never. Miriam, and perhaps George, died in pursuit of knowledge that has been dormant for centuries. And you, it seems, are the key to understanding why. We were...
It all looks rather different than it did a moment ago.
Someone's come. Oh. 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 Are you all right?
Fine, sir.
I've never seen so powerful a goblin. He seemed wholly Come. We have a sorting ceremony to get to. We haven't missed the sorting ceremony. I'm no expert, but that seems more appropriate. Now, I need to study this locket as soon as I can, but first I must contact the Ministry. They need to know what happened to George and be warned of Ranrock. For the moment, I ask that you keep all that's happened this evening between you and me.
Of course, sir.
Thank you. Ready for the sorting ceremony? Phineas, Nigellus, Black. Prepare yourself to meet the headmaster.
Professor Weasley, we've one more to be sorted.
Welcome. You're just in time. Have a seat.
Ah, yes. You come here with...
I'm looking forward to meeting my professors and...
Indeed.
A desire to learn?
Perhaps you belong in... possess a willingness to forge ahead alone when you must. Better be Gryffindor!
Oh, and one more thing. Due to the unfortunate injury on the pitch in last spring's final, this year's Quidditch season has been cancelled. Enough! It's not as though I've banned flying altogether, but don't tempt me.
It's most uncommon for a student to begin as a fifth year. This should be quite an adventure.
Looks like everyone's gone. Better head to the common room. Now, which way is the common room?
Must be different.
They're lucky they didn't end up as dragon.
You'll like it, trust me. Sure you don't want to try it? Brewed it myself. Hello. Heard about your travels here. Can't believe it. Is it true that someone from the Mint...
Oh, yes.
Oh, didn't mean to pry. Nasty.
Thank you, Gareth. So am I.
I am. She's my aunt.
Must be nice having an aunt for a...
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Still, she means well, and she's an incredibly powerful witch.
Seems you enjoy brewing.
Well, as I see it, there's little difference, fundamentally, between brewing a modification to... Though, I'm not certain Professor Sharp would make the connection. He doesn't appreciate my, create...
Are you having butterbeer?
Oh, no. I've been perfecting a recipe I came up with over the... I'm almost there, based on some reactions that may need a bit more work.
Well, it was nice meeting you.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
My side
Nellie'll do anything for a
Girl, but she
first
can get away
day.
with anything.
Oh, what did I do wrong this time? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Gryffindor.
Pleasure to meet you, Cressida.
Is it true that you're Professor Fig's?
I'm not sure I'd say that, but I did study with him a little before we arrived.
Blast! I was hoping he might...
Is that what you were trying to do just there?
Oh, yes. Having a spot of trouble. I've mastered the charm using its incant...
Don't worry, you'll get it in the end.
Oh, I hope so. If I can get it, Professor Ronan's sure to be very impressed. I'm just going to keep at it.
Is it really that difficult to cast
Oh, yes. And if you don't get it just right, the results can be... Once, I tried to cast Depulso non-verbally on a goblet in the Great Hall and ended up launching Professor Sharp's Yorkshire pudding into his face.
Do most students know how to cast non-verbally?
Not at all. Hogwarts doesn't teach non-verbal casting until the 6th year. And even, I'm simply trying to get ahead of the game.
Well, good luck with it. It was nice to...
You as well. Enjoy.
Who does
Don't
Nellie
fall
think
off
she
this
is
time,
anyway?
Nellie.
Why is everyone so high? Don't mind me. I find it helpful to change my point of view now. Once I made it to the top of Gryffindor Tower.
Goodness. Yes, our carriage was attacked.
Crikey! I can't believe it. How? Anyway, you've certainly brought some much-needed excitement to Gryffindor.
What exactly are the...
That you escaped a dragon? Most of us arrive via train or boat. Not having just escaped the jaws of a dragon. Word travels fast at Hogwarts.
I take it you're not afraid of height.
It's something I've always done, since I was little. My mother once found me on the roof when I was 5. But with all the strange hallways and rooms in the castle, and everything lurking in and outside the ground.
I'd imagine most students have never seen a dragon.
Goodness, no. And I've never heard of one attacking a carriage like that.
I'm sure I'll be seeing you around, either in a...
You never know.
New Gryffindor. Professor Weasley's waiting for you outside the common room.
Very funny.
Good morning. I trust you're ready.
I've been dreaming of this day.
Well, you are here. Now, in light of your unique situation, especially as you'll be expected...
OWLs?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when... After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, here you are.
Thank you, Professor, but...
Perhaps seeing it in action. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. Do keep up! Ah, the guide appears to have some information for you about that painting of poor Barufio. Simply cast Revelio on it, and we'll see what the guide says. Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Revelio.
No time to waste. You've classes to attend. Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall. And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
Protego.
You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the Hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
I'd hate Transfiguration if it wasn't for Weasley. Definitely take...
That should be all. And I...
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first step. Happily, your professors have agreed to create addition. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier...
He did, Professor.
My suspicion is that there's more to the story.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here.
Exploring ruin. Speak of the devil. Professor Fig.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there.
Well, I'm just glad. Perfectly good boats and...
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path.
Very well. Enough. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field?
Of course.
Good luck today. And invaluable...
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and we'll see if we can't get you to Hogwarts.
It's good to see you.
And you. I was hoping our paths... Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about...
Yes, sir. But I didn't tell her anything else. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being...
Yes, well, Professor, we don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster.
Understood, Professor.
Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards. Speaking of guides, and so that I may... Why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look. The map is enchanted to help you find your...
This will be incredibly helpful.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead. Well, you'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's I shall reach out when I have more information about her. For now, focus on your classes and pay it...
Revelio.
Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, hello. I'm Lenora. Pardon me. Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame...
If I have the time, I may look. Could be...
I've been racking my brains long enough.
Revelio.
Do come and find me if you stumble on something illuminating that solves the
Lumos.
mystery.
Protego! That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby.
Revelio.
This looks like the location from the painting. What could be so special about it? Lumos. Let's get you back to your frame, little moth.
Do you think anyone has found...
I knew there was a connection. I should tell Honora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame.
Perhaps mind what you're doing there.
Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting.
You did?
I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide him.
All very logical, I suppose. Pity I was so close.
You have a knack for solving riddles.
Nah.
Well, I'm glad someone figured it out. The moth! I should have seen...
I wish I was a metal moth.
Revelio. 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 Lumos.
Not sure he's in at the present moment.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back.
And then the werewolves join the goblins in the uprising.
Werewolves, where were you? In the Goblin Rebellion of 1752.
And by the end of it,
Lumos. Revelio. Lumos. Protego. Lumos. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio.
the most I've ever been able to conjure was a single quill. Not sure I'll ever master that one. How rare a metamorphic I am.
Here. Behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the...
Accio.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree, hmm? So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Hmm? Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will. But instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not a bit more, or it'll fall, yes? Now, I could keep talking about theory all day, but practice is the best professor. Show us how it's done. That's it! Splendid! Excellent control there. Very good. Points to Gryffindor. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Here we go.
There we go. Brilliant. Watch this. Phew. Here.
That's it! Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Let us see this.
Yes! Accio.
Excellent control there.
Be sharp. There we go.
Here.
Well done. Watch this. That is how it's done.
Very good. Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
A tight game. Took me weeks to become perfect. Took weeks for me to get.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my mother received an offer to teach divination. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and...
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is... But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Is Wagadu a castle like...
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle. I remember the first time, and then it just materialized before.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same then?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here.
You can cast spells without a wand.
I find wandless magic to be much more instinct. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems...
It's nice to learn about.
Thank you for asking. I think Professor Rono... Until next time.
Revelio.
You can use Accio on humans, if you're so inclined.
Well, you'd be using it on clothing, to be precise, Sebastian.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did.
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exact...
What charm is there in the And what a close match between...
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your... Expect to hear from me soon.
Revelio. Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Hello. You wanted...
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. Hope your first day's going well. I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck. My brother Willie. Well, better see to my charms homework.
Someone passed me a note in class with a heart on it. It went bright red.
Revelio.
My aunt made some.
Lumos.
If Hogwarts survives the reign of this headmaster, I think we should have a moon calf in charge.
Last time I saw your dragon was a vegetable patch in Greece.
Revelio.
That young'un's now a teacher herself. Wonder she's not gobbled up by proclamation uranium.
Lumos.
I thought about transferring to both banners just to get away from
But then I remember that I don't speak French.
Revelio.
Lumos.
you've got?
Levioso! Levioso!
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with a basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprise first. Now, well done. Very good, but the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
This should be easy. Lucky.
Nothing lucky about it.
This can't be your first.
Let's just say I'm a quick learner. Levioso!
I do enjoy lively duel. If only all of my students were this adept.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the...
If what I've seen today is any, I demand excellence from my... A classroom duel is one thing, but...
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that. It was certainly good practice.
Practice. It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't expect a new student to be... Then again, perhaps...
I've dueled enough.
Huh, fair enough. You owe me... You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Exclusive and unsanctioned.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library.
Thank you, Sebastian.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. Till next time.
Revelio.
Revelio.
Whee! Oh, not again. Here I've come from the toilet bowl where she said I could swim, did you praxia mole? As long as 'twere only one time per week, I can plunge the boy's lavatory, not for the meek.
Please, Peas, you'll make me late.
He tried to stop me, did rancorous carp, sought to trap me, confine me inside of a jar. But he failed, as did his containment charms, so I took my revenge to wreak havoc and harm. It was granted my privileges be handsome indeed, or I'd fire up the cannon, and so she agreed. To draw up a contract with her, not with him, that if I behaved, I'd have one weekly swim! Whee!
Revelio.
I cannot do this for all eternity. If I could undo all that happened that day, I would.
Glad you could make it.
Revelio.
Lucan's just over there.
Revelio.
Can I help you? Sebastian told me to see you.
If Sebastian vouches for you, I coordinate duels for crossed wands. A dueling club of sorts. It's invitation only, so you must have really impressed Sebastian.
I'm flattered to hear that.
Imagine it's quite something to see the two of you duel.
How does crossed wands work?
You show up, I match you with other duelists, and whoever is still standing in the end. It's our way of determining the school's greatest duelist once and for all. And to liven things up, the winner is awarded a prize. Interested?
Of course. Dueling's an entertaining pastime.
I agree. Besides, in crossed ones, you could duel with a partner if you like. Your first time I'll pair you with Sebastian. Next time, you'll need to bring a partner along, or duel alone. So, care to step into the ring?
Get me in the ring.
Spectacular! Let the fireworks begin!
We'll make you regret signing up.
There goes my
Lumos.
Glad I didn't bet on that round.
Protego! Nice work. There's strong competition ahead, but...
Brilliant. Count me in.
I shall. Again, congratulations on your first crossed wands victory. Hope to see you back here again.
Revelio.
Revelio. Revelio.
I think Madame Fidel is
Don't get too cocky simply because you had one victory over Sallow. He never backs down from a fight.
Revelio.
Awful when they ask you a question, though, isn't it? Grubby little faces. I'll just die.
Revelio.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me.
Have you and Professor Fig not discussed my training?
He continues to be reticent about the details, mentioning only a few spells.
That's correct, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
Can you tell me more about the potion shop,
J. Pippin's Potions stocks a wide array of potions. Professor Sharp asked that they have a couple of...
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
I'd like to go with Sebastian.
Glad to hear it. Mr. Sallow is a capable young wizard, and he knows the area. He'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, you'll... No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work...
Revelio. Protego. Revelio. Revelio.
It's a relief to finally have an answer as to why that portrait was empty.
Revelio.
I've been tempted to say I lost what I want.
She always gives you higher marks than me. Well,
Revelio.
the mandrake did nearly die. Oh, that's so unfair. It was obviously as old as Merlin, and I mentioned
Ah, there you are.
You have a new spell?
Indeed I do, and an exceedingly fixes things right up, makes a broken
It seems as if that might...
more frequently than one. As Professor Weasley mentioned, I am not the only one who will be teaching. A number of your professors have agreed. I have arranged some...
Why must I first complete tasks?
No lesson or lecture can compare. Such experience is invaluable.
I'll start on the task. Revelio. This is the right area. I wonder where the flying page is. Heal. Got it. A flying page must be around here somewhere.
Don't get too cocky.
Brilliant!
I trust the preliminary tasks weren't
I completed the assignments.
marvelous. Let us give the old mending charm a try. Remember to be deliberate in your enunciation.
Yes, sir.
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic. That's it. Very good. If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that broken statue in the alcove by the wall. It allegedly symbolized heartbreak. Perhaps a jilted lover thought it too accurate and lashed out.
Revelio.
don't blame her.
Relief to finally have an answer as to why that portrait was empty.
Revelio. Revelio.
That is terrifying.
Portraits on castles don't always have something. Many of them do chatter on nonetheless.
Well, fancy meeting you then.
Revelio.